Hi Bob, this is a series of videos just to give you a perspective of buyer perception. This is shot with 1080p, 30 frames a second, narrow lens, no wide angle lens. So we'll get to the outside a little bit later on. Let's just talk about the inside for now. Number one, we need a floor mat because it's going to be wet and rainy some days and you're going to have a lot of dirt like this. So we're going to need to do something about this, and I have a little mat so people can take their, wipe their shoes off. So I've shot some photos and video of some things that need to change, but let me just show you my perception when people walk in. Number one, you got this plug over here. That's an eyesore. We have to do something about that. The lighting, that's another subject matter. Remember, lighting makes a difference. And you're now looking at a room that's lit up. It's great, but I'm not sure if it's gonna do anything to enhance buyer perception. But we'll deal with that later. Master bedroom, obviously we're gonna have to do a final paint job for touch-ups because a lot of things look rather sloppy. Windows obviously have to be cleaned up. Now, a few things. You walk into this closet, doesn't really look that great. This looks like an add-on that wasn't part of the process. And same thing over here. Also, you've got black screws on white, which is kind of weird. And we just have like some touch-ups here, touch-ups there. When you walk in to this closet, you see this big hole. It's like the first thing I noticed. So little touch-ups into the cinder block wall, etc. When we go into the bathroom, obviously, you've got these doors that look really crappy. And obviously the trim has to be a little better up there. We have an issue with the water in 2 of the 3 bathrooms. Watch the video. Okay, so it's a little too fast here and it sprays over. This is the case with 2 of the 3 bathrooms. Okay. Other than that, everything's okay. We just have to do a much better job on the painting. Let's go and talk about this bedroom. I call this the bedroom of outlets because you've got all these white trims for all the outlets and they just don't go with the color of the paint. So many little eyesores, people pick up on this stuff. Crappy paint job. Now this bathroom is the only bathroom where the, well actually, when I walk in I see the shadow of the toilet and I see this. Now I'm sure that that is, well I really don't even know what it is. But it could be a shadow or maybe it's not. This is the only one that was done correctly. So maybe it's installed correctly or whatever. This also is another eyesore. You've got an outlet that's coming out. It's supposed to be more in and some paint here. So all these little touch-ups have to be done. I noticed this, which is a very nice addition, but I also noticed that it wasn't done on all the other areas, like over here. This is the front of the house. I'm sure that's coming. I would definitely change the trims on these plates. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like an eyesore, but whatever. But this is a gigantic eyesore, and I don't know why it was installed to be out in the open. But I'm sure we can get away with it. I'm just saying that when there's no washing machine here and you see that, sometimes people might pick up on it, but you never know. Maybe this particular demographic may not. Okay, so we're heading back here. I don't need to show you this bathroom because it's the same issue as all the others. But this bedroom looked okay, nothing really wrong. I would definitely do a much better job on the trim with the ceiling. You get the idea. This is just to give you some notes. With the closets, this one needs light. So obviously these are things that that buyers are gonna pick up on. Here are all the things I need to do to get this place ready. So I'm just letting you know that this half looks really dark. Over here, in this closet, and this is the closet that's right off of the kitchen. Again with the black screws. But also here, this is an eyesore. This is something that was done incorrectly. It's gotta be cut off or just has to be installed a little bit better. Lighting in this closet's not really necessary, you can get away with it. The kitchen looks fairly decent. I'm gonna send you a separate video for the installation of this door. It was not done correctly. I want you to listen to the sound. You're looking at a gap in the door. It's not sealed correctly, it's not installed correctly, and it's bringing in a lot of noise. I don't know how we fix that. But here, we're 2 blocks away from the highway, and I can hear noise in this room. And it's not coming from this window, it's coming from this door. So this door is gonna need some type of a sealing for insulation. So I don't know if you can see this. But that's bringing in a lot of noise. I know George has a solution for that. Here's a photo of the step. And that is the inside. Okay, we're now outside. And we're just gonna walk around. So we've got these 2 types of, okay, so I see what you're talking about. We've got sand in between. It's kind of weird. You'll have to tell me a little bit more about what you want to do here. But the edges of this, we have to do something for. So we're gonna do a little walk around. So we've got some glass here. We gotta clean that up. A lot of glass. So we've obviously made a lot of progress. The place looks really, really good, considering. But there's obviously a lot of things, you know, that just, you know, don't look complete. You got this tree thing there. Got to get rid of these, and I would probably paint it the same color. What's your thoughts? There's obviously some landscaping or some cleanup that we have to do prior to showing. For example, I know that this has to be here, but does it really need to be there? And also, I know there's nothing we can do with this because this is, I believe, owned by the city. but it does have an effect. Over here in the front, where there was, I guess, a light post or something, we have to do some landscaping and clean up. There's some glass and some debris. I'm not even going to talk about landscaping. Everything looks pretty good in the front. But, maybe there's something that could be done about that. I don't know. Obviously, some cleanup. This is going to require a few people. 2 full days, I would assume. Now, it's rainy. The soil is getting on here. And obviously, we need to be concerned with this, especially for showings. But we're getting all this kind of dirt, which I don't know if we need to do a power wash or something, especially for the facade. But it's starting to look a little brown over there. And then, of course, you got all this. So just some general upkeep that would be necessary prior to showing. I don't know what the plan is with this, but we've got some white coming through here. Everything looks good over there. All this looks good as well. Windows have to be cleaned, labels have to be taken off, that kind of stuff. And that's basically about it. We need to gear up for a February 1 start date for staging and for showings. Now that we're probably a few days away from taking really good photos before the furniture comes in, we really need to get our act together during the next 2 weeks. I think we should place this as a priority. George should call me ASAP. We need to get Bruno on board, and we need to identify a punch list of items that can be accomplished by February 1, February 15th, the latest. So we are at the other end of the street. This is Northwest 6th and 121st Street. This is the on-ramp, off-ramp for the highway. And this is the noise that you hear in the house.